Hey guys, welcome back. Andrew here with Ambient Endeavors. Today we're taking a look at a really cool collaboration between a couple giants and legends in the pedal world. We're talking about the Brothers AM, the newest pedal from Chase Bliss and Analogman. And if you've been paying attention at all in the last handful of years to what Chase Bliss has been up to, a lot of the releases they've done have been these interesting kind of creative collaborations with some other notable builders and brands in the pedal industry. This sort of harkens back even to the original Brothers, which was sort of a collaborative design and endeavor with another smaller pedal builder in Minneapolis area here. It obviously carried forward into pedals like the Dark World with some input from Keeley. You've got pedals like Mood that combined a few other builders' cool trademarks and sounds and effects to make a really fun unit. But Brothers AM really kind of marks one of the most practical and approachable releases from Chase Bliss in quite some time, and I'm really excited to dive into it with you today. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for watching. I'd really appreciate hitting subscribe below if you enjoy the video or the channel, and check out some of the other videos in the back catalog. I do a lot of guitar reviews, pedal demos, amp content, and so on, and I'd love to have you as part of the community here. Drop any notes or questions you've got about Brothers AM or anything else you hear or see around the channel here, and we'll discuss that below too. So Brothers AM is really a Chase Blissified version of the legendary Analogman King of Tone, a dual overdrive featuring two identical circuits patterned after the classic bluesbreaker sound, with some fun mods and some fun inclusions and customization options for you. It's in your typical Chase Bliss form factor and size, so it's shrunken down to be able to fit on your pedal board a little bit more neatly, and it also just has some fun bells and whistles that I think are really useful and kind of make this pedal stand out as a fantastic all-in-one overdrive that you could do a ton of different gain textures with. We're going to dive into those and some sound samples throughout this video as we kind of talk through what you get with the new Analogman and Chase Bliss Brothers AM. For this video, I'm going to be playing a Vintera 2 Tele Deluxe for all the sound samples. It's running into the Matchless Phoenix behind me here onto an aux box, and we'll have a touch of reverb from the Strymon Flint going kind of at all times. And you'll hear the pedal in different contexts with or without some delay from the Chase Bliss Thermae. So one of the beauties of Brothers AM is the ability to get virtually any shade of boost, overdrive, or distortion thanks to its three unique modes. You start out in boost mode, and this gives you just a really nice ability to add some texture, some sparkle, or some warmth to your signal. And the gain range lets you get into lower gain overdrive settings as well, even in that boost mode. So we're going to check that out here and kind of see a couple different flavors of the boost mode, adding some texture and some character to your clean tone. As we move up the gain ladder, you get to an overdrive mode, which is kind of the classic hallmark king of tones sound. This is a low to mid gain overdrive texture, again patterned after that blues breaker circuit that for me is one of my favorite types of overdrive textures. A nice warm, rich overdrive. It just sounds like what I think overdrive should sound like and kind of can work in a number of different contexts. You have the versatility again of this tone control. You also can access a presence control, which can allow you to dial in some high-end presence or mellow that out. You hold the corresponding foot switch to the channel you want to change that, and then dial your tone control to get that presence control in there. But we're going to hear the mid-gain sounds of the overdrive mode here and just kind of see the true flavor and texture of the Brothers AM in that mode. One of the really special things about Brothers AM is the inclusion of a treble boost. It's tied to the yellow side of this pedal, and you can run one of two different voicings of treble boosts into that yellow side to get this kind of boosted or hot rodded flavor to that circuit. You can choose from the classic Rangemaster sound that gives you that kind of accentuated upper mids presence, or a kind of modified version of the treble booster that accentuates more of the top end brightness and just kind of hits with a little more zing and a little more top end presence. So let's hear the two different flavors of that running into a kind of mid gain overdrive setting in the overdrive mode on the yellow channel here. This is truthfully one of the first Chase Bliss pedals for me where I've really been excited to have access to these dip switches. In a lot of ways, I think that they just kind of add some complication to circuits if you're not interested in the sort of depths of what they can do for your specific pedal. But what Chase Bliss has done with Brothers AM is include a lot of the different modification options that Analogman would give for their King of Tone circuit on these dip switches. So that is the pink side here that's labeled customize. And what we're going to do for the next section here is actually flip the red side to high gain mode, which is a common mod that folks would get their King of Tones with. And so it just kind of boosts the overall gain about 25% or so into kind of a higher gain territory to give a little alternative between the two sides of the two circuits here. In addition to the high gain toggles on the back, you can also customize things like momentary bypass for these foot switches. You can link the presence settings for the two different circuits by way of dip switch back here. You can also set a mode called master, which sets the second volume control as a master volume to sort of avoid some of those volume jumps or volume dips if you're stacking the two overdrives and then jump back to one or the other. So there's some really great customization options that are right there in the dip switch switches to just allow you to kind of tweak or modify on the fly your Brothers AM circuit there. Let's flip over to distortion mode on both of the channels and just kind of hear the comparison between the normal gain setting and the high gain mode on the red channel. So that's the Brothers AM from Chase Bliss and Analogman. I think it's a really fun collaboration. I'm selfishly really excited for it because I think it could kind of take the place of one or two overdrives on my board and really be that foundational kind of staple in the drive section. I love the Blues Breaker sound. I really like the King of Tone as a concept and as a pedal. I'm on the wait list right now, but I know it's going to be another 18 months or so before my name comes up. So I'm kind of thrilled to have this in the meantime and to have all the sort of customization options. You also can do MIDI, you can do expression in here too, like you'd expect from the Chase Bliss pedals. And so I just think it's a fantastic offering. It sounds great. You know, it's going to sound great with these two players. And kudos to Chase Bliss for the release, and kudos to Analogman for making it happen, making an iconic circuit that we can still kind of iterate off of and customize and evolve here too. Thanks again for watching. Check it out here via Chase Bliss's website. Check out the other demos that are out today, and check back for the next video down the way. Take care.